So, OpenAI just had their big dev day, and wow, they didn't just give us a few updates. They basically laid out a whole new playbook for how we're all going to be building things with AI. This is a huge shift. So, let's get right into it because this is the moment AI stops being just a cool toy and starts becoming the foundation for, well, everything.
Okay, to really grasp what's happening, you just have to look at this number. This is from their keynote. Every single week, 800 million people are using ChatGPT. That's that's not just a big user base, that's practically a global utility at this point.
And if you think that's wild, look at what's happening behind the curtain. The API is processing over 6 billion tokens per minute. The sheer amount of computation going on is just mind-boggling. It's a crystal clear sign that this tech is getting woven into the fabric of everything. But it's not just about the users. It's about the builders. The number of developers on their platform has doubled to 4 million in just a couple of years. And that tells you everything you need to know. AI has officially graduated. It's not a novelty act anymore. It's a core tool right there in every developer's toolbox.
All right, so let's get to the first huge announcement. This is a biggie. ChatGPT is no longer just a chatbot you talk to. Think bigger. OpenAI is turning it into an entire operating system, a platform where anyone, and I mean anyone, can build and ship their own apps.
And the key to this whole thing is something they're calling the Apps SDK. Now, this is important. We're not talking about just getting a link to a website. No, this lets developers build real interactive apps that live right inside your ChatGPT conversation. It's all happening in one place. So what, right? Why is this such a big deal? Well, this is basically the iPhone App Store moment, but for AI. All of a sudden, if you're a developer, you have an instant distribution channel to those 800 million users we just talked about. This is going to create a brand new economy for AI apps. It's a total game changer for getting ideas out into the world like yesterday. Okay, so what does this actually look like in real life? Imagine this. You can just say, hey Figma, turn this sketch into a diagram. Boom. Or maybe you're planning a party and you mention needing music. ChatGPT might just pop up and suggest the Spotify app. But the real magic, the part that's kind of blowing my mind, is that you're interacting with rich stuff like a video from Coursera or a live map from Zillow, and you can literally talk to the app through the chat. ChatGPT knows what you're seeing and what you're doing. Okay, that brings us to another buzzword you hear all the time now, agent. AI agents. But what does that even mean? Before we go any further, let's just quickly get on the same page. So, an AI agent isn't just a chatbot. Think of it as software that can actually do things for you. It can take on a complex, multi-step task, figure out which tools it needs to use, and you can trust it to get the job done. Simply put, it's a doer, not just a talker. Okay, so we know what an agent is. The next obvious question is, how the heck do you build one? Because up until now, it's been super complicated. Well, this is where OpenAI's next big reveal comes in, a new toolkit called AgentKit. And what AgentKit does is pretty brilliant. It boils the whole complicated process down to 3 simple steps. First, you design how the agent thinks, visually. You're just dragging and dropping blocks around, no heavy coding. Then, you plug in your tools, your databases, your internal systems, whatever. And finally, boom, you deploy it with a UI that's already built for you. This just completely lowers the bar for who can build these things. And this isn't just theory. Look at these real-world examples. Take Albertsons, the grocery chain. Let's say ice cream sales suddenly tank by 32%. An agent can dig into all the context. Is it winter? What are the local trends? And then suggest a concrete action, like running a local ad. Or look at HubSpot. An agent can give a customer support rep superpowers, searching the entire knowledge base, pulling local data, and writing a perfect, detailed answer in seconds. All right, let's switch gears. We've talked about apps and agents, but now let's talk about the very act of building software itself. Because OpenAI is completely rewriting the rules here with the new version of their AI coding partner, Codex. And this is where my jaw kind of hit the floor. The live demo was just insane. They started with a napkin sketch, a simple drawing. From that, Codex built a working UI. But then it wrote the code to control a physical camera using some obscure 30-year-old protocol. And for the grand finale, it hooked up real-time voice control to operate both the camera and the lights in the room. Just wow. And the whole thing was summed up perfectly by what the presenter, Raman, said on stage. I still have not written any code to make this happen. Let that sink in. This is a fundamental shift in what it means to be a developer. We're moving away from writing every single line of code to just describing what we want and letting the AI figure out how to build it. And listen, this isn't some far-off future thing. They're already using this internally. Their own engineers are completing 70% more tasks. They're talking to Codex 10 times more every day. The new model has already chewed through 40 trillion tokens. The productivity gains are real and they're massive. Of course, all this cool stuff, the apps, the agents, Codex, it all needs an engine, a powerful one. So let's take a quick look at the model upgrades that are making all of this possible. First up, the big one, GPT-5 Pro. This is their smartest model yet, and it's now open for business in the API. This is the model you bring out for the really tough stuff. Complex problems in finance or law where you absolutely cannot afford to be wrong. They also dropped a new voice model, GPT Realtime Mini. And here's the key takeaway. It sounds just as good, just as expressive as their best voice model, but it costs 70% less. That's huge. It means high-quality, realistic AI voices are about to become a lot more common. And for all the creators out there, this one's for you. Sora 2 is now in the API, and it's a massive leap. It's not just a type a prompt, get a video thing anymore. It's a real creative tool. You can control it with detailed instructions, it can create sound to go with the video, it can turn a photo into a moving scene. I mean, Mattel is already using it to turn sketches into product concepts. The creative possibilities are just exploding. So, when you step back and look at the whole picture, the apps, the agents, Codex, the new models, one clear theme just screams out. OpenAI is basically trying to erase the distance between having an idea and creating a real working thing. And that really leaves us with one big, kind of mind-bending question to chew on. What happens to everything when building complex, powerful software isn't about months of coding, but minutes of conversation? What happens when the only thing standing between you and creating something amazing is just a good idea?